All right, welcome back and congratulations. At this point, by now, you probably finished your grand opening, or you're that eager beaver that's ahead of the curve and is actually kind of watching this a little bit ahead. I'm kind of that kind of guy too. Welcome either way for being here. We're going to complete the final training of your first 6 weeks of your basic training. And I'm excited about what we're going to cover. We're going to cover 3 things. It's that magic number, 3 duplicatable things. Number 1, we're going to talk about the 5 things you need to do after your grand opening. Number 2, we're going to talk about how do you sign up an IBD in the system? And number 3, how do you continue your education and momentum to now take your team, now that you have some momentum, how do you take it to the next level? Before I go into that, it's important that I share something with you. Whether your grand opening was big or whether your grand opening was small, know that as long as you followed the steps, your foot is in the door. In the event that you didn't do the steps as well as you feel like you should have done, we call it an encore event. We're going to be talking about your encore event. And it's what we do to help you capture all those people. And so I'm telling you, you got a second chance. I love second chances. Second chances have saved my life. And so hopefully maybe you're needing your second chance right now, and maybe it's not time to call in that favor. Either way, let's talk about where we go from this point. There are 5 things that we want to do now that you have your grand opening done. We're going to talk about, number 1, turning in your game plan cards. Number 2, setting up your 6 to 12 month income game plan meetings. Number 3, following up with guests that didn't fill out a game plan request. Number 4, inviting your entire guest list to come be part of your Strongbrook newsletter so we can keep dripping information on them. And number 5, set up your first encore meeting. You ready? Let's dive in. Okay, step number 1, turn in your game plan requests. Do you remember how to do this? This is where you go to your main investor website. You go to www.username.strongbrook.com. And in the top right corner of your website, you can click on Request a Game Plan, fill that information, click Submit. Fill in the next card, hit Submit. Fill in the next card, hit Submit. That's how you submit your game plans. You should be submitting your game plans pretty quickly. You should be submitting your game plans the same day of the event, so that the next day they get allocated on our team at corporate to be able to start calling your friends and family and guests and acquaintances to start sharing with them what that free information looks like for them. Step 2, set up 6 to 12 month income game plans with your leader. If you got a card and they check the box saying they want an income game plan, please, this is important, call your leader and say, I'm not sure what to do because I'm a new IBD, but I was told in training by Chris Cron I'm supposed to take this card and tell you I got 5 people that are interested in an income game plan, and that means I need to have you and I and them meet all together so we can talk about the referral thing and see if we can get them in the business. Okay? Set those up. And here's what one of our IBDs had to say about that.
Once our grand opening was over, we had the opportunity to meet with our friends and put them in contact with our leaders, Nick and Chris, who were able to talk to them and give them good advice. And we've had the opportunity to see those people also join Strongbrook, and they're happy, and we're happy to see them successful.
Step 3, invite everyone from your entire invitation list, whether they came or didn't. I'm talking about your original invitation list. I want you to gather up all the emails that you have for them, and I want you to invite them to be part of the Strongbrook newsletter. What is the Strongbrook newsletter? Well, it's a tool that we created because a lot of times in this business, we're talking about doing big life-changing things. Sometimes timing is not quite right for someone, and sometimes they have the wrong impression. Sometimes they're just curious and they're not ready to get serious. So we created a newsletter where every couple of weeks we can send them information, sometimes every week, send them sample houses, sample testimonials from clients, tell them interesting updates on the market. And a lot of them will respond from that and say, you know what? That's amazing. I'm now really interested. I remember going to a grand opening 8 weeks ago, and now I really need to find out what my game plan does look like. So it's really kind of neat. I want to share with you inside this document right here and in the training section, you can find an email that I recommend you send people inviting them to this tool. Here's how you would do it. First of all, let's go ahead and find out where your grand opening link is. Do you remember? Watch this. We're going to log in. We're going to go into your back office and we're going to click on websites. And right here, you have an invitation for people to view and sign in and become a part of your newsletter, Strongbrook newsletter. Okay, that's the link. Let's go ahead and copy this link. Now let's go ahead and open up an email attachment and let's paste it in there. Okay, now you've got your custom link that is tracked to you. Now let's talk about what you would write in the email that you would send to everybody that you invited in the first place. Here's what I recommend it says. Stephen, subject line, grand opening. Thank you for attending my grand opening, for those of you who could come. I felt a tremendous amount of support in my new partnership with Strongbrook. This is an exciting time in my life with many positive financial changes. At the event, we talked about a 5 to 10 year retirement game plan through real estate and my Strongbrook business. We also discussed a 6 to 12 month income game plan for those who want to change careers, make more money, or need a financial change. For those of you who missed my grand opening, or those of you who want more information, click on the link below. That's the link we just copy and pasted. That's for my free newsletter. It will immediately give you the following. Number one, a free downloadable copy of the Straight Path to Real Estate Wealth book written by the company's owner, Chris Crone, a 15-minute video with the information you may have missed about done-for-you real estate investing, including a free retirement game plan you can request. And number three, access a pre-recorded hotline for more information about the 6 to 12 month income game plan to see $94,000 a year, $194,000 a year, and $355,000 a year options. Okay, so that's in the email, being a little bit of an enticement saying, catch up on what you missed out on. Then you put the link in. Then you would say, I sincerely hope you take the opportunity to learn everything you can about why the next 3 to 5 years is a perfect timing in real estate. The information above and the contents of this newsletter will also give you access to the last 1,000 deals we have done in the nation's best markets, our track record of producing returns that easily outperform the stock market, how to access 401ks and IRAs tax and penalty free for this type of cash flowing investment, and how this investment can be done turnkey for you. Just click on the above link to see more detailed information. I wish you the best of luck. My business runs completely by referral. If you know anyone interested in investing in real estate to secure a cash flow for retirement, please send them my way. Thank you again for supporting me in my business. Sincerely, Chris Crone. All right. You send that email, it's got your link, and anyone that wants more information, the free book, now we're going to start sending them regular information. It's important that they opt into that and that you don't do that for them so we avoid spamming laws, okay? Step 4, follow up with guests who didn't fill out a game plan. Now, why would you follow up with someone that didn't fill out the game plan? If they didn't fill it out, doesn't it mean they just didn't want one? I'm going to give you some of the reasons that we found from polling the audience. Surveys show that they chose to digest what they learned first, and they had an intention of filling out a game plan later, but studies show they usually don't get around to it. They may have wanted their spouse to be there that didn't get a chance to learn about it. They may want to do some research first. They may want to sleep on it. And they often leave a card with that intention of eventually getting back to you, but life gets busy. Those are just some of the reasons. When you follow up, here's something you could say. Hey, thanks for attending my grand opening. I appreciate your support. What do you think of my new business? Do you have any questions on what I do? I wanted to let you know that I emailed you a link to my newsletter. It's free, keeps you plugged in with what my company is doing. It will always give you access, also give you access to a free ebook of the Straight Path to Real Estate Wealth, great information. I noticed you didn't request a free game plan, which is fine, of course. I wanted to see if I could answer questions for you, or if you wanted to have me sign you up for that free information as well. Perhaps the most important thing is for you to know that with my business, it runs totally on referrals. Down the road, if you meet anyone interested in real estate investing, please send them my way. Thank you very much. It's a very friendly phone call. Get a chance to get a little bit of feedback, see what they thought of it. And with this step, let's see what one of your IBDs had to say about that.
Yeah, I was a little nervous in calling back the guests who came, but I'm really glad I did because I found 2 great people. And if I hadn't called, I wouldn't have found them.
Step 5, this is where it gets exciting. Your grand opening is done, but your business has just begun. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to have a couple other meetings similar to a grand opening, and we're going to call them an encore meeting. And an encore meeting is where you're going to invite your guests who missed the meeting to come to another one. You don't have to send them an invitation again, but I would plan it 3 or 4 weeks in advance. And when you call them, you could say, hey, do you have a minute? Listen, last month I held a grand opening for my new business. I know you weren't able to be there, but I wanted to call and invite you to see if you wanted to come to my encore event. And I'm holding it at this date and time. And then you could invite them. And I'm telling you right now, if you will commit right now to hold 2 encore meetings after your main grand opening, then you give your business everything it needs to go to that next level. A total of 3 meetings means you get a chance to reach everyone in your warm market and get to a few of them to come to these meetings and find the few that are going to help you build a massive business. It's a great system. It works. Let's see what one of your IBD peers had to say about it.
Because of my team and my encore events, I've been able to create more wealth than my original grand opening.
And our motivation, our real motivation is that we can share this with our family and friends, that they can be helped in their financial success also. That's what we're really excited about.
We're glad to be part of the Strongbrook team.
Okay, one of the last things I want to do is I just want to talk about signing up IBDs. If you have someone ready to sign up, you can always call customer support. But if you go to your referral website, username.strongbrookdirect.com, in the top right corner you can say, enroll a new IBD. And when you click on that, all you need to decide is which program is right for them. For example, if they already own a PSA, then they would only need the $99 option to also become an IBD. If they don't have a PSA, then the MAP, the $499 plus $99 a month like we've been talking about, that's the most appropriate option. Produces a powerful residual income and a $250 commission. If they can't do that, because the $99 commitment is just too much, then they could do the home study kit for $500 and then have a $19.95 fee, or they could just do the $99 like we talked about. If you have any questions on that, contact support@strongbrookdirect.com or 801-691-0375. Very friendly man will answer the phone, or woman, and see what we can do about helping you with your business. If in the retirement game plan process, know that you can still sign them up as an IBD. Do not wait. This is just a little tip for you. Do not wait for them to finish their game plan if you know that they already want to be an IBD or they wanted an income game plan. With that, friends, this is where we're at. This concludes your basic training. I hope you've had as much fun as I have. I am sincerely excited for you. I'm excited for your future. I'm excited for what we get to do together. Some of you now are off to a fantastic start. You've created great exposure in the market. And now it's a time to go ahead and do follow-up. I cannot say it enough. The fortune is in the follow-up. I'll say it again. The fortune is in the follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up. The way you make your money and succeed and grow your business is in following up with people. So I want to congratulate you. It's time for us to plant some oak trees. All you need to do now is rinse and repeat the cycle. And I want to emphasize that. You get a new IBD in the business, you help them plan a grand opening, in the meantime do a pre-recruiting meeting, and then help them do follow-up after the grand opening to find new IBDs and start the process over again. Now you've got a new IBD, they're in the pre-recruiting, they're setting up their grand opening, and you rinse and repeat. And if you'll stick with that, we'll have people here that stick with that for 5 years. And at the end of that, they're going to have a 7- and an 8-figure business. And it's exciting for me to be a part of creating that for people. You know, I believe it's possible for you to achieve anything that you want in your life. I want to thank you for choosing to become an independent business developer. I invite you to go on to the more advanced training, which is coming up next. You can click on that next tab and start taking your business again to the next level. And now start working with those that are on your team. They can start doing the entry-level training like you've just completed. Congratulations, and we will see you at that next level. Thank you.